we're negotiating now, and they want to make a very good deal. I think we are winning that battle, but you're really going to win it over the next 2 weeks when we declare total victory. It'll be a total victory.
It seems that the only person who really talking about a deal is Trump, and he seems desperate for one, and the Iranians are not that interested.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the Ayatollah on camera since the bombing. So, yeah, the only person on TV is Trump talking about it. First of all, I'm thrilled that the Apache helicopter pilots are safe. I am happy that we are talking about peace and not talking every day about men and women in harm's way as in boots on the ground. But I think Jimenez has a point. Iran is not to be trusted. They are the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world.
Literally the only reliable source of information in this conflict. They're the only, if Iran says they're interested in a deal, that's when the dealing starts happening. If they say they're not interested, that's when it's not happening. It's the only, they're the only actor involved where there's a correlation between what they say and what actually happens.
The blood of hundreds, if not thousands of Americans on their hand. They are a net evil to the world. And I'm glad that President Trump is talking about getting themselves a deal, America a deal, where they no longer can have access to a nuclear weapon. And according to reporting we've heard today, it really is about the timeline of what that taking down of all their nuclear arsenal looks like. I hope that is the case.
But we
don't have a lot of information to go to.
The White House said we obliterated what was left of the nuclear program that didn't exist to begin with. And anybody that said otherwise was fake news. And that's still on the White House's website as of today.
Yeah, and there are other places that we're supposed to know about. Right. Unfortunately, we can't do that because that is still underground. It could be recovered. We need
the only way to get the nuclear, the enriched uranium is to put boots on the ground.
Yes.
And so what is being negotiated right now is not even a deal of a nuclear framework. It's a deal to get a deal. It's to open the Strait of Hormuz, to start allowing some of those tankers to come out. And all of this while this is happening, and we were talking about this earlier, is, this is a very active war zone. I mean, I think what's getting lost here is the fact that Iran used a couple thousand, $20,000 drone to shoot down a multi-million-dollar aircraft shows that not only do they have control over the strait, but they retain very strong capabilities, not just in the strait, but I think across the country. And so I think to Abby's point earlier of are we closer to a deal? It's I think there's hope that we're always closer to a deal, but to have that come to fruition, the JCPOA took 18 months to get there.
Americans would not be, faulted for thinking they're being strung along here.
Right.
Is it like a 5-on-1 here? Do we have a panel composition where everyone here is halfway sane except for that one guy?
J.D. Vance was asked about this by CBS.
We congregated around the one chud conversational dynamic.
You say very close. How soon? Could the deal happen before the midterm elections?
Oh, absolutely. No, I think we're going to know a lot before the midterm elections. Look, I think that the deal could happen in the next week. But the deal could also happen months from now.
Are the Iranians stringing President Trump along, in your view?
No, I don't think so. Again, I think their system takes a long time to reach consensus. I always hear people ask me, do you trust the Iranians? And what the president has said is, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. What I do trust is my own ability to negotiate. I trust our administration's ability to negotiate. And I trust the enforcement provisions that we're going to get in place.
Could be next week, could be months from now.
It's so fucking funny that he was the most opposed to the Iran war within Trump's administration, even more so reportedly than Rubio. And he just has to roll with it because he has no charisma or independent base outside of tailing to Trump. So he has to just hold to Trump to every bad decision that he makes.
It seems like they don't really have any idea how long this is going to...
More than Tulsi. Tulsi Gabbard wasn't in the inner circle that Trump confided in before beginning the war.
Take, in part because they have underestimated the timeline from the very beginning.
Yeah, Trump is definitely in over his head. This 4 to 6 week timeline is now over 100 days, and we've had all of the costs of this with none of the benefits. We've gotten zero political concessions on the nuclear question, on IRGC, on the regime change question. We have made no progress on that while spending over $100 billion. Americans are struggling with high gas prices, with the economy, and yet we are being lied to on TV by people who are saying this war is almost over. Every time we go to war with a country that starts with IRA, it ends up in a disaster where we make very little progress.
Libs love this kid, by the way. He's like their debate god. Isn't he fine? I know he's not a card-carrying communist, but for the most part, I feel like when I see him, he does lay it down. He does slap it on the table a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he's still a liberal. He's a bit lib, but he's batting above average. Yeah, I mean, maybe my standards are just too low.
We hit a grinding counterinsurgency, and now Iran seems to be waging asymmetric warfare in the form of the Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump was promised that this would go like Venezuela, where if you chop off the head, the rest of the body falls.
He's progressive. I guess, like, for me right now, my standard for, like, a Democrat with credibility, to me, is do you acknowledge that the party is rotten and ineffective? Because, like, again, you can be a liberal and agree with that. In my opinion, agreeing with that makes you more of a liberal. Like, if you're one of those Democratic Party hardliner liberals, like, I don't know, Brian Tyler Cohen or Pac-Man or the Midas Touch guys or whatever, where you're really hesitant to acknowledge the obvious fact that the DNC is an ailing, rotten organization that self-sabotages and is ineffective at dealing with the Republican Party and so on, then I, like, if you can't do that, I don't even think you're really liberal. He's a Newsom stan. Oh, he is that Newsom stan, isn't he? Yeah, I remember now. He's that, like, yeah. I don't know. So then he wouldn't be, right? Because if you're glazing Newsom, I don't know how you can. He is the epitome of that rot, right? Like, Newsom is a disingenuous, self-serving political actor who coddles, and cozies up to the Republican Party. He's a fake demon. He runs on being antagonistic to Republicans, but really isn't. He's not a Newsom stan per se. He was defending voting for him as a lesser evil. Didn't he literally do a video where he was, like, glazing Newsom, even though Newsom hasn't officially tossed his hat in the ring yet? Like, what was that video for then? What was the point of that video? He tends to glaze every elected Dem. I think he tries to avoid factional infighting, but the factional infighting is really fucking necessary right now because, like, the party has been corrupt. The average liberal Democrat voter is dissatisfied with the performance of the party because, we need more factional infighting. If you have no self-selection or standard for good performance, you don't even have a political party.
Line. It did not work like that. The IRGC is different. And
that didn't happen in Venezuela either.
Well, he was pitched.
Delcy is still a continuation of the Maduro.
The regime
wasn't that Hutch, not Mockler? No, because Hutch is, like, bald, right? I remember the kid who Hutch is old and okay, not old, but, like, older and bald. I would remember it was a young kid with hair who was glazing Gavin Newsom. They look different. I remember the image in my head.
Change in Venezuela, but at least he was able to get out of it cleanly after Maduro was captured.
Well, it was
in this case, it's very different.
It was a strategic, targeted operation versus this was I think it's really hard.
Venezuela.
Yeah, and he was sold on the idea that he would be able to topple the regime very quickly and that the people of Iran would rally around the United States and they would take back their government, as he said, on February 28th when he gave that press conference. And the reality is that Iran's playbook is to run down the clock. It's to continue to string this out. It is in their interest.
I actually think that this idea that Trump told Netanyahu, you're going to be on your own if you keep doing X, Y, and Z, is something that if we'd heard that from another president, people would be hair on fire.
Well, I think Israel would like to destroy Iran.
Are you thinking of Harry Sisson? Maybe, but I don't think I am.
And I think President Trump is holding him back from doing that. So I think he's wanting Iran to cut a deal. And he's saying, look, I'm holding Israel back. Let's cut a deal. I think that's what's going on here. And Netanyahu is just ready to move forward with this. President Trump wants to cut a deal, and I think that's really what's going on here. And when people say, they're saying...
He's Barack Ravid posting. Everyone hold on.
Well, Trump said no new wars. Look, Iran started this. They've attacked us for years. He took out Soleimani in his first term. So Trump's been aggressive with Iran. I don't think it's all that surprising what's happening here. And I think he wants to end this the way he wants to end it and not the way Netanyahu wants to end it.
But he did say no new wars. Over and over.
The shit we be saying to pretend that Trump doesn't just do whatever he's told.
Start this one. People say he started it. Look, Iran's been at war with us for a long time, and he did take out Soleimani.
Iran's been at war with us. How many U.S. citizens has Iran killed on U.S. soil in their 47 years?
How many soldiers have they killed?
And why were our soldiers in the Middle East to begin with?
Okay.
How many Americans have they killed on U.S. soil?
So that's allowed? They're allowed to kill soldiers in the Middle East?
No. How many, for the people who chant death to America for 47 years, how many U.S. citizens have they killed on U.S. soil?
Okay.
How many on U.S. soil?
Thousands? Wait. Okay, He obviously means like soldiers on bases or whatever. I thought he was about to blame them for 9/11.
Wow.
So that's all
it's
that
an easy
counts?
answer. You should
They can
know it.
kill
Or is it like
Americans all
Ted
over the
Cruz, where you don't
world?
know the population of Iran?
Wow.
How many U.S.
Wow.
citizens have they
Okay.
killed on U.S. soil?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. I would guess it's low.
0.
But I don't think that's the telltale test. I don't think you have to kill us on our soil. If you're killing us overseas, you're killing.
Why are we
you're killing
overseas
US
to begin
citizens.
with?
Are we really
Why
going
are
to go
our
into
soldiers in
global
the Middle East to
politics of
begin
why
with?
we're
Are we
overseas?
really going to go into global politics in a debate over our war with Iran? Are you fucking joking me? Dude, these people will say anything. They would be more credible if they just did like a magic trick and deployed a smoke bomb and left. I don't know what, like, who's convinced by, they're not convinced by it. It's K-pop, nobody cares. It's a CNN panel. Nobody here believes in it. Well, she believes it. But they have these like these punching bags. They bring these retards on so they have something to talk about. They know they're lying. It does nothing matters. Nothing fucking matters.
We're overseas because
why were they in the Middle East to begin with? And point to
because
one Middle Eastern country we've made better by our involvement over there.
Oil. We know why we're there. It's because of oil.
What do you mean because of oil?
We need to protect our interests in oil, period. We
Then
know
maybe
it.
we should open the Strait of Hormuz, which was open before this war started, and we could open right now if we just left, which is in our interest.
So you're okay.
I
You're
think
for
Israel
Iran having
has
a nuclear
shown
weapon.
a
Got it.
Oh man, they should just let these people fight, like in an arena. This lady's so good. She's doing great. She is doing great. But also, like, I don't know, man. It's the same reason I don't do debates. I think it's undignified, and I think it's corrosive to the human spirit to put yourself in a position where you have to ult and like hold down the fort, arguing against a person who knows they're lying and doesn't even care to pretend. You know what I mean? Like, really? You're gonna bring geopolitics into the war in Iran? So I guess you want Iran to have a nuke then, don't you? Like, they don't care. They're not pretending. And there's no bar for effort with them, you know? No bar for effort.
Remarkable. Oh, Iran doesn't need a nuclear weapon now because they have learned that they don't need one.
Sure, but it's fun when you're watching. I personally do not find this that fun because is it not like just a little bit despair-inducing to know that the political dynamic in this country has not been reduced to like two sides with positions, but it's one side with a position and the other side just fronting a series of completely disingenuous excuses that they use to waste your time. There's no like victory over this, you know what I mean? It's like getting into an arm wrestling match with somebody, and when you lock your arms in position, they start punching you in the face, and you cry smugly, "You're breaking the rules, I win." Is that fun? And then the audience is like, oh man, it's so epic how the person who showed up to do an arm wrestling competition is continuing to hold the proper arm wrestling pose while getting punched in the face over and over and over again, man. It's like such a reminder that the other guy only wants to cheat. But by then you're already dead. You've had the bone in your nose bone's been pushed back into the brain.
They've now learned through this war. By the way, Iran, a nuclear weapon, let me just dismantle that talking point really quick. The 18 U.S. intelligence agents.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you know, it was Mockler, because this is what I was remembering. Yeah, that's not Hutch. This doesn't look like Hutch. What are you talking about? Yeah. This is what I remember. Nose bone? Do we even have a bone in our nose? A bit of the skull protrudes out. There's the upper bridge of the nose right here is a bone, and there's cartilage a little past it. But yeah, you can, if you're punched in the face really hard, there's a possibility of you like fracturing the what's it called, the basal plate or something, the septum, the fulcrum, whatever, right here, and hitting the brain with it. You know, it's called the femur. Yeah. The arm bone's connected to the arm bone. The arm bone's connected to the arm bone. The arm bone's connected to the arm bone. The arm bone's connected to the... Yeah, everybody. Long ass arm. Me playing the bone game, but with like a millipede. The arm bone's connected to the body bone. That body bone's connected to another arm bone. That arm bone's connected back to the body bone, etc. It's not a bone. They've got an exoskeleton. I know.